Greetings all. Welcome to my channel. My name is James, and I appreciate you tuning in. I apologize for the somewhat abysmal state of my setup here, but haven't quite got that figured out yet. Sort of in a transitional period. It is what it is. When I was but a lad, I was a fairly casual reader. You know, nothing ambitious. But, you know, growing up in the 90s, I read my fair share of Goosebumps, Boxcar Children, Babysitter's Club, you know, the classics. But of these series, there's only one that I've ever really read with any amount of, let's say, fervor. Obviously, I mean, if you've read the title of this video, you know what I'm about to say. Babysitter's Club. Just kidding. Obviously, I'm talking about Animorphs, K.A. Applegate's young adult series about 5 middle schoolers that can turn into animals. God, why did I think that was cool? But anyway, I loved them. I admit it, first of every month, you could count on me to get home from school, call up Walden Books. Oh God, I'm old. And every day following until they had it in. I must have visited the Animorphs website every day, just looking for a preview of the next book, or maybe K.A. posted some answer to a fan's question or something. Very exciting stuff. I couldn't get enough, and let's face it, my parents were just happy that I was reading. My enthusiasm for the series did kind of start to wane in the latter half of its run. I think I read up through about book 34 or 5, and then I just kind of lost interest. Or, more likely, gained interest in other things. Puberty. So anyway, it was probably about a year ago, and I was thinking to myself, remember those books that you read as a kid? How come you never finished those? At the time, I was sort of in the process of moving all my stuff out of my father's house after 10 years of not living there. And I came across my collection, and it kind of got me thinking, I wonder how they hold up to an adult's brain. So here we are. I'm 6 books in, ready to read more, and I have plenty of thoughts, both good and bad. So let's just get started with an overview, shall we? Animorphs, again, by K.A. Applegate, was a young adult science fiction series consisting of 54 books in the main series, and I think there were 8 to 10 companion books, depending on how you look at it. 2 of them were Choose Your Own Adventure and didn't actually take place in the canon. The first book, The Invasion, came out in June of 1996, and the series continued with regular releases roughly every 1 or 2 months. I could have sworn it was one every month. Right up until May of 2001, with the final release of book number 54, The Beginning. Wait. The series centers around 5 ambiguously aged kids. It's generally believed that they're probably around middle school age at the beginning of the series. It's never explicitly stated, but they sort of hint at it. And through sheer bad luck, these kids find themselves embroiled in a life-or-death war against the Yeerks, which are slug-like aliens that take control of other life forms by, like, crawling in through the ear, or, I guess, whatever orifice is closest to the brain in alien species, I don't know, and taking control of their bodies. The aforementioned kids, Jake, Rachel, Tobias, Cassie, and Marco, witness a UFO crash on their way home from the mall one night. That's what you get for taking the shortcut through the abandoned construction site and meet a dying Andalite prince. Andalites are the Yeerks' fiercest enemies, and they're made formidable by, among other things, their ability to morph, which in this case means turning into any animal that they can touch long enough to acquire its DNA. As his final act of resistance against the Yeerks, the Andalite gifts these children with the ability to morph right before he snuffs it, in hopes that they will be able to continue the resistance here on Earth against the Yeerk invaders. At its core, Animorphs does strive to be a science fiction series, albeit a sophomoric one. I mean, understandably, it's a children's book series. It contains many staples of the genre, aliens, conspiracy, time travel, androids, futuristic technology, weird space entities, that sort of thing. And that's just what I remember from the 30-some-odd books that I read 20 years ago. The scientific elements are never really fleshed out in the way that you kind of expect from, like, good science fiction. This isn't Jules Verne or Isaac Asimov or Ringworld or even Star Trek. But hey, I mean, the target audience was late elementary to middle school students. I mean, I didn't give a shit how morphing worked. It was just cool. The books also have elements of coming of age, the importance of friendship and family and sacrifice and bravery and teamwork and gorillas punching giant alien centipedes. To be honest, I didn't really think about it much as a kid, but a lot of the subject matter actually does border on dark. At least when you look at it with an adult, or at least more adult, understanding of the world. I mean, even just in the 6 books that I've read recently, you deal with the emotional impact of finding out that your brother is possessed by an alien. There's a friend of one of the main characters. Home life is falling apart because her parents are voluntary controllers to protect her. Oh, I forgot to mention, controllers is a blanket term for anyone that's infested with a Yerk parasite. A kid gets trapped forever in the body of a hawk. You get to read his thoughts as he's dealing with the spiraling depression of this dichotomy of being both a hawk and a human, also eating rats. I remember some other stuff that happens later on, sort of. Again, it's been 20 years. And in fact, I've heard that they actually have the balls to kill off one of the main characters in one of the latter books. Anyway, that's about all I have to say right now on the series as a whole. Keep an eye out for my next video. I'm gonna jump in with both feet and just tear the invasion apart. It's already So, that should be fun. Anybody here remember the Animorphs? Did you love them? Did you hate them? Have you ever tried to go back and read them as an adult? Or, like me, a man-child? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the invasion. Till next time. Oh, by the way, definitely never read any of the Babysitter's Club.